thing to do with Cornflake Crunch, aside from taking a shot of it next to cereal milk, is to make one of my favorite cookies out of it. It's a cornflake chocolate chip marshmallow cookie. It's these cookies right here. Butter, that same European style unsalted butter. Start that in a mixing bowl with granulated sugar and light brown sugar, just like you're making a chocolate chip cookie. And see, it's a problem, not a problem. And then we cream them. The creaming process is a very underestimated process in the baking, in any baker's kitchen. It's the most important process because it really aerates and emulsifies the fat and the sugars that you're putting together, which if you're baking something, you're always starting out with some sort of fat, some sort of sugar. We feel very strongly about our creaming process. In fact, we call it the 10-minute creaming process. And it's a mantra that we sort of live and die by at Milk Bar when we're making cookies. I get the butter and the sugar going, and I usually add vanilla extract, which don't ever underestimate the power of vanilla extract. If you don't ever underdo vanilla, overdo vanilla. Once the creaming process is up, you're going to have that big, voluptuous, light, airy, eggy, buttery mixture. And it's time to add the dry ingredients. So, flour, kosher salt, baking powder, baking soda, all go into our cornflake chocolate chip marshmallow cookie. I'm going to sort of just pulse the dry ingredients into this mixture just until it comes together. It's almost going to seem undermixed. If I was just making the dough like this, maybe I'd give it one more go round or two in the machine. That's all you need. But I'm also going to add the cornflake crunch, the mini marshmallows, and the mini chocolate chips that go into the cookie. So I'm purposefully undermixing it as well because I know that I need it to go around a few more times with these mix-ins in. I put the cornflake crunch in first. It's a huge amount of cornflake crunch. Considering the cookie, it adds even more of that buttery richness and depth of flavor. It adds great texture, which I love in any kind of baked good. We do mini marshmallows. I love mini marshmallows and mini chocolate chips because they distribute more evenly. You get a little bit of a teasy flavor in each bite rather than the bigger chunks. So those three go in, and it's going to be the same situation where I'm just going to let it go around once or twice because I don't want the gluten to develop in my cookie dough. Scrape it down, and then just finish mixing it by hand. Just make sure that everything's evenly distributed. You can see a little bit of cornflake crunch, a little bit of mini marshmallow, and a little bit of mini chocolate chip in there. We scoop all of our cookies. There's a few different ways to do it. We scoop all of our cookies beforehand, but we refrigerate them all before we bake them. And what that does is you're giving that extra butter and sugar that you put into the creaming process, you're giving it a time to cool and really solidify before you go to put it in the oven. You're sort of giving it a little bit more opportunity to not spread, to not bake out and fall flat. You can scoop them all together on a sheet pan like this. They don't have to go on a sheet pan if you're not going to bake them or eat them as cookie dough right away. You can put them in a Tupperware container with a lid. They freeze really great. They refrigerate really great. If you want to bake them off right away, I like scooping straight onto the sheet pan and then refrigerating them as is, so that when you are ready to come back after they've been refrigerated for 2 or 3 hours, you can sort of just grab the cold sheet pan like this and throw them straight into a preheated oven. So cornflake chocolate chip marshmallow cookies, refrigerated, they get baked 350, 375 for 8 to 10 minutes. We make all of our cookies this size because I just think that that's the perfect size cookie. If you're scooping them smaller, that's totally fine. Just keep in mind that your baking time's probably going to be a little bit shorter. It's not probably, it's definitely going to be a little bit shorter, depending. If you're making a big like cookie pie or cookie cake, you're probably going to need more time. This makes a great cookie pie.